So this is our needs analysis. There's 3 parts of our process once you get the meeting with the buyer. The first is the needs analysis. Very important to start with what matters to your buyer. And then you're going to walk them through our buyer kind of process / presentation, where we talk about what we do for them and the benefits of working with our team. And you always want to call that going through the process, never presentation. We're going to talk about that a little more. And the last part is very important. This is something you're only going to find here. We do it with every single one of our buyers, and it's called the buyer reality check analysis. This is going to be a game changer in your business and make you a ton more money. So we're going to get to that in section 3. So for part 1, we're going to have Libby walk you through the series of questions that we ask when we're getting to know a buyer. Very important that you ask about their income, assets, and debts. And a lot of agents out there, the old school way of doing it, that's the lender's job. This is a new day, people. You have to know how to qualify your prospects and help them when they have challenges with the money. The money psychologically is often the biggest challenge that they have, right? So you have to be their advocate and have to understand that information. And some of you have a weird relationship with money. So I'm just going to say it. You get all wonky and you start, oh, I have to ask about your annual income. I don't want you to do that. Libby's very natural in how she asks about that. And you're going to hear that portion of what she's asking. And we're going to give you this sheet so it's really easy for you to just follow along the steps. So Libby, welcome. We're excited to have you here. Libby just ratified 3 contracts in a 2-day period last week, so we're super pumped for her. Why don't you go ahead and just walk us through an introduction, kind of how you would set up the agenda for what you're going to go through. Okay. Pat is going to be our buyer, and I'm going to pause us and add color sometimes when I want to make sure that you understand why Libby's doing what she's doing. I'll try and be quiet as long as I can, but then I might have to interject. So go ahead and take it away, Libby.
Great. Pat, great to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Libby.
Thanks for taking the time
My
today
pleasure.
to meet with me.
Thanks for coming in on my break, and thanks for bringing the potbelly sandwich.
Yeah, absolutely. So today I'm just going to get a little bit more information about what you're looking for, tell you a little bit more about our team, and then kind of go through next steps.
All right.
Does that sound good?
That's fine.
Cool. Okay, so Pat, where are you living currently?
I live in Arlington now.
Okay, where in Arlington?
We live in the Umpty Ump Towers. We have a 2-bedroom there on the 5th floor.
Okay, so you're currently renting.
Yep.
How much do you pay in rent a month?
We pay $12.50.
Okay, and when is your lease up?
It's up in about 90 to 100 days from now.
Okay, and if we found the perfect home tomorrow, would you be willing to move?
Well, I don't want to lose money.
Mm-hmm.
So
absolutely.
If I had to lose money, the answer would be no,
Yeah, so what we do as well as we ask our clients for their leases, we can negotiate with your landlord and also figure out creative ways to make sure if we did find the house tomorrow that we could move forward in a way that's not financially
Hey, if you can work it out for
burdensome
me, that's great, yeah.
Yeah, great. Okay, so tell me more about your perfect home.
Okay, so the perfect home has, 3 bedrooms, 2.5 baths, parking for 2 cars, whether it be a garage or a parking pad or a carport or whatever it is, just off the street. It has a yard because we have a Yorkie, so it has a fenced yard. My wife's pregnant now.
Oh, congratulations.
Thanks. We're excited. But she doesn't want to go outside with the dog. She wants to be able to just let the dog out. So it needs to be a fenced yard. It needs to be, updated. Because we're not looking for a ton of space, we know that limits us to older houses. And we don't want an older house with ugly counters and ugly cabinets and ugly, fixtures and all that stuff. We want it to be modern, but not massive.
Okay. If we found the right price to renovate it as well, would you be willing to do that, or do you want something that's move-in ready?
I mean, I guess I could, but I'm not handy. I'm an engineer, and I know what I know, and I don't like, with the baby and all, we don't really want to get into that, ideally. So ideally, I would like it to already be done.
Okay. And location-wise, what's your ideal location?
I don't mind driving, so, I can be, 45 minutes or so from my office, which is fine.
Where's your office located?
My office is in Arlington now. It's real close, but I'm willing to drive, because I know I need to get out in the suburb.
Okay, and does your wife work?
Yeah, she works out of the house.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wonderful. So is there a particular place that you have in mind, or just 45 minutes from?
I don't know. We've seen a couple neighborhoods that we kind of have starred in the back of our minds that we like and that seem nice, but we really don't know. We're kind of behind the 8 ball a little bit, but the cool part is we can go to a month after this, so we're not real pressed to make a decision.
Mm-hmm.
If it happens, it happens.
And what about those neighborhoods that you starred did you like?
Well, kids, children running around, mothers with baby strollers,
Mm-hmm.
People running, people walking. It just felt safe. I think feeling safe is big, especially for my wife. She's going to be home with the baby. I'm going to be working, especially if I got to commute, so I want her to feel safe and comfortable.
Okay, wonderful. What would you say, are those her priorities as well? Is there any other priorities that come to mind you think of?
Ideally her biggest room would be the kitchen. I mean, that would be the most important room, that, and then the master bedroom, obviously, after that. But, of course, we're going to want to be on the same floor as the baby, close to the baby. So really trying to meet the needs of my wife, and the baby,
Mm-hmm.
and the dog first.
Yeah.
So my wife's going to need a room that's going to be a study. She works for Upwork, so she's constantly doing new projects, and she's a graphic designer, so she's doing a lot of things online all day long. So just a room that she could kind of call her own and be her office.
Okay. Have you talked to a lender yet?
We went online, we did Lending Tree. Lending Tree said we qualify for $28.50 a month, something like that. Our rent is $12.50 now, so that's a lot more than we're used to.
Okay.
We're probably more going to be in the middle of that, like $2,000 or so.
Okay.
Ideally, I'd like my payment to be.
Okay. Wonderful. And so you said you're an engineer. What is your annual income?
I make $62,500.
Okay, and what about assets?
So does that include a retirement account?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I have 15 currently in my retirement,
Okay.
and I have about 14,000 in our cash/savings account.
Wonderful. And what about debts?
So I have a student loan that's got about 8 years left on it, and the payment is $475 a month. And then I have a car payment, which is about the same, actually, about $465.
Okay.
And my wife has a credit card that we just pay the minimum on, which is like $30 a month or whatever, and I think we owe like $5,000 on it.
Okay.
And that's really it, just those 3 things that I could think of. I don't think we have any other debt that we don't pay off every month.
Okay, and what about your wife? How much does she make annually?
Last year she made around $40,000.
Okay, wonderful. Anything else that you can think of that's a big challenge for you moving forward with your home search, that kind of dissuades you a little bit or scares you about the home search that I should be aware about?
Our biggest fear is being pressured into something we don't want to buy. We've talked to a couple agents at open houses, and they were like, oh, you need to buy, the market's hot, you need to hurry up. And I don't want to do that. I want to buy a house that fits my soul and that we're going to, comfortably live in, and that we both like, and then not feel like we're sacrificing something.
Absolutely.
We can stay in our apartment. It goes month to month. We can have the baby here. We don't have to move, Libby.
Yeah. Absolutely, and I think what we do and what I'm going to do is educate you throughout the entire process, whether it's with the lender, with your finances, and then also the reality check analysis to show you the market and what has sold in the past 90 or so days with what you're looking for, to see if what you're looking for exists. And if not, we can get creative to kind of tweak a few things to get something that you really like and not settle.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what I want.